Shabbat Shalom, my friends. I'd like to dedicate my words this Shabbat to the memory of Kfir and Ariel, those two beautiful children, and their beloved mother, Shiri Bibas, who were brutally murdered by Hamas. And to dedicate this Torah to be connected now with all of those other families that are mourning the loss of their loved ones, whose bodies, whose remains are being sent back to Israel. This week's Parsha is Mishpatim. It's about justice. And as much as our hearts are torn and are with each and every one of the families of the hostages, we have to remember that Judaism has always been premised on tzedek, tzedek tirdov. Justice, justice shalt thou pursue. The Jewish people are not supposed to just believe in justice. We are supposed to pursue it. We're supposed to make sure that the world has justice. And in this week's Parsha, the Torah tells us famously, Makeh ish v'met, that somebody who takes the life of another, motumat, their life will be taken. And just a couple of psukim later, a couple of verses later, v'gonev ish, if a man is stolen, he's kidnapped, u'mecharo, and he is sold, v'nimtzat biado, and found in his hands, motumat, that person also will be put to death. It's time that the Torah's teachings were brought into the mainstream, so that we have some more tzedek, tzedek tirdov. That we are not just believing in justice, but we are promoting justice within our own society. Terrorists who commit these acts must be placed and put to death. They therefore wouldn't be languishing in Israeli prisons to be taken care of by taxpayer money to then be released in these hostage negotiations. I had an unbelievable interview this week with Racheli Frankel, who her son was one of the 3 boys that years ago were kidnapped by Hamas and murdered. And she shared on the podcast, you can listen to it, it's on the Wildcast, that the killer, her son's killer, was one of those terrorists that was traded in one of these negotiations. This has got to be put to a stop. These terrorists their lives need to be taken and put away permanently so that there will be no further incentives to further kidnapping, God forbid, of Jews, of Israelis. Tzedek, tzedek tirdov. This is not just some sort of phrase that we believe in. It's something we're supposed to live by and implement. It's not simply for the Messianic era or for some other world. And Israel, of course, is a democracy. Democracy must follow the will of its people. And therefore we must educate ourselves and we must educate each other about the Torah's principles of law, of justice, and order. And if we can implement and we can mainstream some of our Torah into society, maybe we can stop these kidnappings from taking place and we can save precious Jewish lives. This Torah, our hearts and our thoughts and our minds are together with the families. But instead of being united in trauma and in sadness, let's be united in promoting justice, in bringing forth the Torah's concepts of what's right and wrong, and how to deal with our enemies in the proper way. So B'ezrat Hashem, we could be blessed with peace and with security, and we could have every Jew, every precious Jewish life being preserved in the way that we deserve, like any other nation, like any other people. We brought this concept to the world of tzedek, of justice. Let's make sure it's taking place within our own precincts. Shabbat Shalom.
Hey, please like and subscribe so we can get these really important videos out to a larger audience. Thank you.